Bum bum bum. Testing, testing, and boop. Hello, hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Everybody can see me. Welcome one and all. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. On time. Yup. Yup. Nailed it. Is Charm Stray included? Nope. Nope. I'm going by the traditional approach to charms, or a traditional definition of charms. No commands in here. Um, though maybe depending on the time, maybe we could actually fit the commands, but I don't know. I didn't really ask anybody what they wanted exactly for a charm tier list. Dun dun dun. Welcome, welcome everybody. Boris charm has to be S tier, perhaps. We'll see. This is definitely an arbitrary listing, so we'll see. We'll see. Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. This is an unusual timing for my streaming schedule. Usually I'm doing Wednesdays and Fridays, but I was actually curious to see what a Sunday stream would be like. So instead of doing the usual Friday stream, I moved it over to Sunday just as an experiment, as a test. Usually Fridays is like an experimental stream anyway, where it's not necessarily going to be commander gameplay. It's going to be tier lists like this, or building a deck together, or sometimes gameplay. But that's like my experimental slot. So I figured like I experiment with the subject every once in a while. Why not try a different day as well and see how people respond to that? Audio. Is the audio not good? Can people hear me okay? Test, test. Let me check my stream. Let me check my. Yeah, it should be able to be heard. Hopefully. All right. Cool. 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 Cries and warping whale. Well, okay. So yes. Hello everyone. I'm gonna catch up on stream very quickly. Hey Christoph, how's it going? Hey Chris. Hey MNG604. Hey Nate. Hey Alex. Yo Rach Perry. Do do do. Hello Daniel Long. Hello Michael. Hello Omar. Welcome, welcome. Hey Drunk. Hey Ada. Hey everyone. Thanks for joining. For people who just joined, I don't generally stream on Sundays as a general rule. I've been doing Wednesdays very consistently, and more recently added Fridays as a stream day to go forward. But I figured I wanted to try out a Sunday stream, because usually Sundays are pretty relaxed for me at very least. I'm not doing too much, especially in like the evening time, because I have to get mentally prepared for the work week and everything. So I figured, why not try a Sunday stream and see how that goes. I also did it a little bit earlier because I know a lot of European watchers, they preferred a little bit earlier too. So I started at 4 Eastern time. So hopefully that is early enough for some Europeans. I know it's still like 12 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to try a Sunday stream and see how that goes. And this Sunday stream, we're not doing anything too intensive or anything. It's going to be mostly me following chat, talking to you all, and just doing this little charm tier list. And this is totally arbitrary, just heads up. This is not like an objective power ranking scale. This is more a personal preference of the charms. It's very much arbitrary. It's very much what I personally like and dislike in terms of charms, and ranking them purely based on that. Don't take this as like gospel or anything for like Commander or anything like that. It's just very chill, very relaxed. We're just enjoying a lazy Sunday. 9 p.m. here in the UK, 10 p.m. here. That's good. That's not too terrible, I guess. I mean, for Sunday, you can't stay up too late, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. What do you do for work outside of Magic? I'm actually a full-time employee of MTG Goldfish. So my 9 to 5 every single week now is working on MTG Goldfish content, which includes the streaming access of it. I started it just a little over a year ago. I started being full-time just a little over a year ago. I think it was beginning of February last year that I started full-time. Yeah. Inspired by your Lucky Charms deck, I built my own with Nimizet Reborn and Giganta as a companion. I've only played it against my friend twice, but it was a ton of fun. Yeah, I think the Charm deck is actually like legit. It feels really good to play. It doesn't feel like very unfair or anything, but it feels really good to play. If you saw, I played it recently on Commander Clash. In both games, or the first game, it showcased what happens if you're not the archenemy, with Ramos at least. And then the second game, even as archenemy, I feel like I put up a pretty decent showing with it. So I think it's a ton of fun, and also it's an incredibly budget friendly deck. Like I did a $50 list, a showcase the $50 list on Commander Clash, but I think you can go lower without losing too much value. Like most of the charms are just fairly cheap, and being able to just jam a bunch of them together, you have a pretty well-rounded deck. This is the first time I'm able to catch a stream because I live on the West Coast of the US and I work overnight. So happy to catch one live. Awesome, Dean. I'm glad like a different time works for different people. So that was pretty much my goal. Like I know not everybody can make like 6 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. So I wanted to play around with it a little bit. So maybe I can do like one later stream, one earlier stream, and get different people able to join a stream live. Rakdos Charm does a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Tomer. Any thoughts on the new commanders? Some of them look very powerful. I think the Simic one seems like a staple in just commander in a general. It's basically like a secondary parallel lives, which is always pretty good. So yeah, we'll see. Some of them look like staples. Some of them seem like more niche, and I like the weaker stuff, honestly, like the Orzhov Dean or whatever. The Owl I think is really neat. It's like a nerf Tymna, but that's exactly what I want. I don't want like another Tymna. I want a nerf Tymna because I like the effect, but I don't want to be as powerful as Tymna. So there's a lot to like about the new Strixhaven stuff. I think there's going to be something for everyone. Tomer, I recently bought your $20 Malcolm and Breaches list, and it's been fun to play with. Awesome, Primal. Yeah, that deck is very, very disgusting. It's very easy to combo off and win. But like 90% of the time, even if your opponents know what's coming, you just play like you're just playing an Izzet control deck, right? So you can just kind of police the board until you're ready to combo off and win. So it's a really good. It's really good for its money, I think, for its price point. Everyone check out the new face commanders for Strixhaven. Yeah. Those are some of them are really sick. I don't like YouTube streams, but I came for the charms. I hear you, Zach. I want to get to the point where I can consistently stream simultaneously on YouTube and Twitch, but there's some hiccups with it. The big one being that at least the thing that I was using, like Studio Labs OBS, it didn't allow me to merge both chats, so I could only basically interact with one chat at a time, which is kind of sucky. If I could find a way to merge both Twitch and YouTube chats in the same easy to manage, easy to interact with thing, then I'd do so. I just want to mention it is really charming of you, Tomer, to make a tier list. Awesome. Thank you, Gandalf. Yeah, I answered that. 10 minutes where I just want to say your passion and love for Commander is infectious. Thank you, Michael. I've been watching Commander Clash for years now and wanted to say thank you for the content all these years. Thanks, Michael. I really appreciate the kind words. It's wild to me that we've been doing Commander Clash for as long as it is. Like when I do Commander Clash moments, when I'm looking around for good moments in the past, it's kind of crazy that people will be like messaging me, DMing me, how they are starting from the beginning. Like usually when we get like people who start watching Commander Clash, they like to start from the very beginning and go all the way to recent times. And they'll message me like, "This is a good moment from way back in the past," and then I look at the date on it, and it's like 2015. 2015. That's 6 years ago. That's 6 years of Commander Clash. It's absolutely insane to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. Ryder's Charm is best charm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of good charms. I really like charms in general. Tomer, why is Chain of Smog spiking so much due to Professor Onyx when you can do the same thing with Ral's Storm Conduit? I think the main thing about Chain of Smog is that since it's a black card and Professor Onyx is black, you can run it in a mono black deck. Whereas if you want to do Ral Storm Conduit in Chain of Smog, you need to be in Grixis colors. So it's a little bit more limiting on that regard. And I think people who are like buying it out recognize that it works with all of Magecraft, right? It doesn't work just with Professor Onyx or just with Ral Storm Conduit. Magecraft is an important keyword in all of Strixhaven, so any Magecraft card is going to combo off with Chain of Smog if the Magecraft ability is powerful enough. So Professor Onyx is one, but there's that Golgari Uncommon, the Witherbloom one. That one combos off with Chain of Smog and kills everybody by draining them, but it costs 2 mana and it's a creature, so it's way better than Professor Onyx even. So that's why Chain of Smog came out. I don't think it's like busted or anything with Professor Onyx. It's stronger with the 2 mana version of that, but just the fact that it combos with all Magecraft cards is why there's so much hype around it, I think. Naya Golgari Poros. This is going to be a very charming stream. Thank you. You should design Tomer's charm too. I wouldn't even know what to put onto it. Yeah. Does Conflict Cycle count as charms? Conflict Cycle. I'm not sure what the Conflict Cycle are. I know there's like there's charms, there's commands. I don't know what Conflict Cycle are. No Charming Prince? No. Are you excited for Osgir in C21? And that's a Boros one, right? I like the Boros one a lot. I think it's a cool design space. I hope Richard doesn't pay you in merch from his garage. No, but he when I went to GP Vegas, that was the first time I actually met Richard and Seth in person. It was actually the only time I met Richard in person, I think. Wait, no. Yeah, he came to Canada one time and we met there. But it was the first time the gang was all together. First and only time the gang was all together. I think it was GP Vegas in 2019. And he had a bunch of merch, and I got a bunch of like sweet MTGGoldfish merch. That's where like all 4 of my playmats are. And I had a bunch of sleeves he gave me and t-shirts and whatnot. And I kept the t-shirt and kept the playmats, but the sleeves I ended up giving out to everybody, and I ran out at this point. But like, yeah, I had a good amount of merch. I still have a good amount of merch. I'm just gonna crack open a beer, get ready. Whoop. Cheers, everyone. So let me put this over. Oh, no. Tomer, we need an anime tier list. I don't want to lose all my followers. Okay. How about Orzhov Precon? What's the Orzhov Precon? What's your favorite legendary from Strixhaven C21 so far? I haven't really gone into in depth with it, honestly. I like a bunch of them. I don't know. I have to look into it a little bit more. I think maybe the Orzhov owl is kind of cool. Where are the commands and confluences? I only kept the charms for now. I feel like these are enough charms, but I don't know. Chad, do you want me to look at also commands as well? Is that something you want? I don't even know what confluences are, so I'm gonna look it up. Confluence. Oh, Fiery Confluence, Mystic Confluence. Yeah. Simic one's good. Yep. I honestly I prefer YouTube streams to Twitch. Twitch just feels like it's been getting worse over there. Honestly, I'm not much of a Twitch or YouTube stream watcher, so I can't really comment. I would like to ideally have it both stream simultaneously, so no matter your preference, you can watch it either way. But there were some hiccups when I did that initially. That's how I started doing the streams. Actually, was both on YouTube here and Twitch, but for various reasons, we ended up just going YouTube only. Thought title was a joke, not gonna lie. Nope, we're serious here. Let's see the music come true. Yeah, so for people who don't know, the reason why I'm doing a charm tier list maker is I was playing a charm deck, a Ramos Dragon Engine charm tribal deck, and in the comments section, people were saying a common thing was like, maybe I made an offhand comment in the game itself, I don't even remember, that I could do like a charm tier list. And then in the comment section, people were saying like, yeah, we want to see it. And so I was like, all right, let's see if people actually care about that, or it's just like a meme, like, you know, one or two people say, oh, that would be funny if you did it, but like nobody actually wants to see it, right? Nobody actually wants to see a tier list maker on charms. But then sure enough, when I posted a poll on the YouTube section, 41% people said they wanted to see a charm tier list for a stream. So I was like, you know what? If there's that many people who want to see it, then why not? Why not? Let's go for it. How do you feel about new Boros Commander? New Boros Face Commander is good. When's Moonfolk tier list coming out? Ooh, that could be a spicy one. Can't believe Tomer is old enough to have done Commander Class for 6 years. I'm older than most people think. How do you tell if a player is cheating? Because there is a guy in my group who had turn 1 Sol Ring Jewel Lotus every game I have played him. I don't know. I've never had issues with cheating. I don't think I've ever played against somebody who cheated, to be honest. Like, I think I've cheated before in terms of I've done incorrect plays that were illegal because I didn't know about it. But I don't think people would cheat in a casual game of Commander. And if there are the people who do cheat in a casual game of Commander, you just don't play with them. Because what incentive do you have to cheat in a game where there's nothing on the line, honestly? There's a bear that combos with Chain of Smog also, yeah. I feel Dimir Charm is heavily underrated. Yep. Is the color is Boros Face Commander. Tomer, I've been a mono red NAB player for 2 years, but your performance videos and deck lists inspired me to final change and sling some big fatties, although I took any infinite combos out. Very sweet, Lucas. I don't remember. I don't think there was any infinite combos in at least my Perfos list, but Perfos is really fun. I really like it. I have a paper version of it as well. I enjoyed it so much. What do you think about the dual face Dean cycle? Sad that none look like that a deck can be made that wants to cast both. I personally am not very hype with MDFCs. I feel like they're kind of going overboard with it, and I feel like it's just they're overly complicated as cards. I like the ones that are like they're either a land or a spell. Like those are very easy to parse. But then when you have two sides that are full of text and different abilities, like somebody who's super invested in the game, like me, like I can parse it and understand it. But I don't know, as a new player, if is it not intimidating for new players? I thought they wanted to make the game a little bit more friendly. And then also just in general, like I don't like actually playing with the paper version of MDFCs, because either you have to have like a proxy in your deck, and then whenever you have that card, you pull out the version, the MDFC, and put it on whatever face you want it. Or you have to, like sleeve it up, and then you have to pull it out of the sleeve and flip it over. It's just clunky. I don't know. So the Deans I am not too fond of. Half because I feel like they're clunky in terms of paper play. There's no like perfect solution to them. And then second of all, they're basically two separate cards that are put together. And I feel like the complexity of them is very high. Like, I don't know. They're less complicated once you actually sit down and play with them. But just like the initial, wow, that's a lot of text thing is kind of weird. Which school of Strixhaven do you like the most? I don't know. I think like I'm like an Is It fanboy, but I'm not musically inclined or anything or performance driven. So like if you just told me what the color combinations were without any background, I'd pick Is It. If you like just showed me the aesthetics of each one and like what they're about, probably like Silver Quill. Like they dress sharp, which is really fun. And they're all about like writing and stuff, and I like writing and stuff, so yeah, maybe that. Mystic Confluence, Fire Confluence are charms too. Ba ba ba. Do 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 do. Magical Hacker, what's going on? What's getting deleted? View deleted message. Hello friends. Why is it getting deleted? Jeez. Magical Hacker, you are now a moderator. I shouldn't delete any of your stuff. Day drinking gas. It's the afternoon. It's a Friday. What are we drinking? What kind of beer? This is Jelly King. It says that it is a dry hopped sour ale with fruit, pineapple, tangerine, and grapefruit. It's a local brewery. I really like them. So if you're in Toronto, I would highly recommend finding them out. They're pretty sweet. I'm never gonna catch up with chat, am I? I'm trying. Do 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 do. Kithkin tier list, blah blah blah. All right, you know what, chat? We're going to do a straw poll, and we're going to see if you want to do we're going to do it like that, right? Because I picked, so initially, I thought we were going to just do only charms. So charms, my definition of charms are instants that have 3 modes. You know, you have 3 options, and you choose one. That is my definition of charm. Confluence, from my understanding at least, these are instants or sorceries that you have 3 modes, and you can choose 3 of them, and you can choose the same mode more than once. And commands are like the middle ground where you can choose 2, and you have 4 modes, right? So this one, Austere command, you have 4 modes, you choose 2. At Tarkir's command, you have 4 modes, you choose 2. There's other ones. Kolgan's command, Lorehode command, they're all the same. So it really depends on what you want to see. I'm not adding beyond commands and confluences, though. That is 100%. So we will see what you want. Well, no, not that one. There it is. Share. URL. Boop. There it is. All right. I will leave this poll going for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then based on that, we will choose. We will choose chat. The history of MTGGoldfish should be an interesting topic for a stream as well. That would be an interesting thing to talk to Richard about, because he founded the website, right? Like, he is a site owner and owner of the company. So I don't know how he got his start on it, to be honest. I can tell you that I started working for him just as a contract, not even a contract thing. It was just like, I emailed him one day. It was like 2014 or something like that. I emailed him and I was like, hey, I write commander content over at I think I was pure MTGO at the time. And I was like, hey, you want articles on your website on Commander stuff? And he was like, sure. And it was very chill. It was just like I would write an article and he would pay me per article, and there was no pressure to do it. But like as things picked up and it became like a weekly thing and all that stuff, eventually it became a full-time job. I like the concept, but I absolutely hate taking out all of my sleeves and flipping each game so the lands are the best, since I usually have them on the land side. Yeah, that's kind of my thing, Matavicus. I think it's fine when you're playing online digitally, but when you're playing on paper, I just don't like the MDFCs. I like the concept. I think the concept's really cool and it's a fun design state, but I feel like it works better digitally than in practice, at least for me. I just don't like taking them out of the sleeves. When I have them actually in my decks, what I do is I have the real version of it outside in the sideboard area of the deck, and I have a proxy inside of it. So when I have the card and I want to play it, I reveal the card, and then I pull out the real card and replace it, so that I could easily flip it back and forth. Had one try to sneak a card on top of his library, but instead of saying anything, I milled him for one. What was a creator of? I don't know why people would cheat in Commander. That seems odd. That seems odd to me. There's nothing on the line, so I don't know. The Deans feel bad as commanders because you can only have one copy, but the sides synergize so well. I wish I could have both out. I could understand that, Zach. Yeah, I guess it could be like super fancy where you clone a commander and then you bounce it and then you cast it with the other side. Like Izzadine. When is the next fan submitted deck week? No plans yet, but it'll be soon. Sunday you're drunk, yeah. MDC commanders feel bad because both sides gonna work with each other. Yeah. Did you say it's Friday? It's a Friday. It's a Sunday. Yeah. Who knows? Time is meaningless. Wait, you're commander, and then explains so much. I am. Yeah. Geez, I didn't know you can do how you can do those sours. Our local brewery side project is well known worldwide for them, not for me. Well, I'm not really a beer person, right? I don't like traditional beers. I like ciders, and I like sours, and I like a few IPAs. That's really it. I'm really not a beer person, or much of an alcohol person, to be honest. But basically, I just have a sweet tooth. So if you give me sweet tasting beer or sweet tasting alcohol, I'll drink it because I like sweets. Now, I don't really care about the alcohol part. I like the sweet part though. Commands are just double charms, and confluences are triple charms, I guess. I don't know. Say charms only. S tier is for charm. 7 charms without charm in the name according to your definition. That's fair. I guess an addendum to my definition is they have to have charm in the name. Otherwise, it would just take too long. I'll say addendum. It would be 3 modes. You choose one, and it has to have charm in the title of the card. If you had to make Tomer charm, what would the 3 abilities be? I don't know. What would the 3 abilities be for a Tomer charm? I think one of them would have to be draw 2 cards. Or at least draw a card. At least draw a card. Draw a card, or maybe like draw 2, discard 1, something like that. And then the other 2, I don't know. I don't know what the other 2 would be. $47 total then. Draw a card and draw a card and draw a card. Yeah. Does my tier list have 47? I think I have 47. This should be 47, correct? I think I have all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 44, 45, 46, 47. Yeah, so I have all the other charms. All right, chat. I think we're gonna stick to charms only for today. Only for the charms only. And I think it's time to get started, I guess. Now that we've decided upon only doing these select charms. Oops, a daisy. All right, let's get started, chat. Draw 2, Growth Spiral, make a 1/1 changeling. I like those. How many of them are allowed to draw 2 cards? I guess Esper Charm is allowed to draw 2, so I guess it is allowed. As long as the other 2 are a little bit weaker, I guess. Search your library for an equipment card. Ooh, I like that too. Draw 2 and then discard a card. Target player begs for second place. You could only target Crim with it though. All right, so we're gonna start what we came here to do, chat, and that is a charm tier list. I'm going to be ranking all these charms based on my arbitrary. I'm gonna stress this here. Arbitrary decision making here on how I would personally rank them. Do not take this as gospel. This is not me saying objectively one card is better than another. This is just me saying I like this card more than another card, and that's it. So it's not supposed to rustle anybody's jimmies or start fights or anything. This is very chill. We're just here to hang out. And we're gonna get started. We're gonna rank all 47 of these charms. And I think it would be best to start with the oldest ones. So my understanding is that charms initially started with these ones from Visions block, or yeah. So these are monocolored charms. All of them cost 1 mana, I think. I think all of them cost 1 mana, one colored mana. And they all have 3 versions, and they're all interesting. Let's just say that. So we'll start with Hearth's Charm. So this is 1 red, an instant. You choose 1, destroy target artifact creature. Or all attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn. All right, so a very minor buff on your attack. Or target creature with power 2 or less is unblockable this turn. Oh boy, this card does not seem very good. We're going to slowly drag this poor fella up and up. There has to be a better way to do this, but I need to also keep the screen pretty large so you can read it. I think we're going to start it at D. I don't think I would be running Hearth's Charm in a lot of decks. There has to be a deck where it's actually pretty decent, but I can't think of one where it's very exciting to run. All right, we're gonna go to the next. We're gonna start oldest to newest. All right, chat. So next old one from Visions. We'll start with Emerald Charm. All right. So it's Emerald Charm. It's a green one. It says choose 1, untap target permanent. So there's some nice flexibility there. Destroy target global enchantment. I don't really know the definition of global enchantment. I think that's an old type, right? Like that's an old type of thing. Oh no, it's destroy target non-aura enchantment. All right, so that's actually more flexible than I first gave it out to be. All right, so untap target permanent, destroy target non-aura enchantment, or target creature loses flying until end of turn. I think the first 2 modes are actually pretty decent. Pretty decent, but like overall, how many times will untapping target permanent be super useful? I think it's like if you have like a land that taps for multiple things of mana, then it could be pretty decent. The other 2 modes, like destroying an enchantment's pretty decent. Losing flying, not very relevant. Yeah, that's gonna be another D. I'm sorry, Visions. You're not working out too great so far. All right. Speaking of Visions, here's Vision Charm. This is the blue one from Visions. Choose 1. Target artifact phases out. Okay, neat. Put the top 4 cards from target player's library into their graveyard. So a little bit of mill. or all lands of one type are basic lands of your choice until end of turn. So I like the idea of phasing out a target artifact. You can either like remove an artifact from a turn cycle, or you could even save one of your own artifacts. You know, if somebody has like a targeted removal for an artifact, you can phase it out to protect it, which I think is kind of neat. The other two modes, though, don't seem that great. You can make all lands a basic land type, so I guess it works with High Tide if you turn all your non-basic lands into basic islands or something like that. It's a D. I'm sorry, it's another D. Visions isn't panning out too well so far. All right, but we have some redemption over here, hopefully, with Hope Charm. Here's the Hope for Visions. We got Hope Charm. This is the white one. You choose one. Target creature gains first strike until end of turn. All right, so that's a combat trick. Or target player gains 2 life. 2 life, really? 2 life. Or destroy target local enchantments. Is that an aura? I guess that has to be an aura, right? Hope Charm. Destroy target aura. Oh boy. All right. All right. We're moving it up. We're moving it up. All right. All right. It will be chosen soon. If there was an F tier, I would put the Hope Charm in F tier. This is bad. This is a bad card, fellas. Can I make an extra one? Edit. Nope. Don't want that. Add row below. Here we go. Label. Hope Charm. We're gonna put it in the Hope Charm tier. There it is. There it is. There it is. it's found its home. All right. The Hope Charm tier. I like that of all the Visions charms, the white one is the worst. Just to make sure all is right with the world. All right, what's the next one? I think it's Funeral Charm. I think it's time shifted, but it's Funeral Charm, right? Let's see. Is Funeral Charm from also from Visions? Yeah, initially from Visions. All right. Hey James, how's it going? Hey DJ Muro. Hope Charm is also an Ivory Charm from a large spot on my head. Oh man. Oh, that card is bad. Alright. Alright, next up. We got Funeral Charm. Target player discards a card. Fine. Target creature gets -1 until end of turn. So you can pick off a 1 toughness creature with it. That's kind of neat. Or target creature gets Swamp Walk until end of turn. Was Mirage before Vision? I don't know. I don't know which one came out first. They're both in the very old tier, you know? Funeral Charm is good. It's really good in Tiny Bones. I mean, I'm gonna say D tier is like, it's really good in a specific deck, maybe. But I guess it. I'm gonna say it's a tentative C. It's a tentative C. It doesn't really excite me, but I can see a spot where like Swamp Walk can be relevant. Discarding a card is fine. So you know, it's fine. Hey from Argentina, hello. Solid B or A? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's the case. All right, we're going to be moving from Visions Charms to the Mirage Charms, which I don't know if it came before Visions or not. I could be wrong on that. We're going to start with Ebony Charm. So this is 1 mana, choose 1, target opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Wow. Or remove from the game up to 3 cards in a player's graveyard. All right, so that's instant speed graveyard hate. I like that. I respect that. Or target creature cannot be blocked this turn except by artifact or black creature. This is actually pretty not terrible. I also like the artwork on it. This is sick artwork. This sick artwork at least bumps it up a tier, I think, in my opinion. I like this. This is cool. This is like, if I had a loot for in a D&D campaign, I would make a magic item just so I could give them this artwork. So yeah, this is a good card. I like it. This is a solid, I would say a solid C, maybe a B, but I don't know. It's either a C or a B. I like it. It's neat. I'm gonna put in the C for now though, because I think we're gonna get a lot better stuff. Mirage then Visions. Oh, okay. Well, I goofed on there, but we're gonna go with the Mirage for now. All right, next Mirage card, Chaos Charm. This is the red one. A target creature is unaffected by summoning sickness this turn, so target creature gets haste. Or Chaos Charm deals 1 damage to target creature. Very nice. A little mini shock. Or destroy target wall. Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. These are tough. The older charms, I think most of the older charms do not scale very well. This is another solid D here. This is a nice solid D. I think giving something haste until end of turn is actually pretty decent, but all right, here we go. Here's the white one. Let's see how good the white one is. I like the art. Again, I like the artwork on these Mirage ones a lot. They're really doing it for me. This was just freaky. Ivory Charm. Choose one. All creatures get -2, -0 until end of turn. So it's like a Bad Fog. Bad Fog. Prevent 1 damage. 1 damage to any target creature or player, or tap target creature. All right. This is, it's not. I don't think it's quite Hope Charm tier. I think that first mode is more relevant than Hope Charms anything. But it's not very good. It's pretty bad. All right. There's a green one. The green one has to be decent. All right. Sealing Charm. Choose one. Return target creature enchantment. Wow, that is so specific. To owner's hand. Regenerate target green creature. Okay, that's pretty decent. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. You know what? I could actually go with this. Sealing Charm is a card I think I would run in some green decks. Like, it seems pretty solid. It's 1 mana. Regenerate is good. Some trample is decent. The return target creature enchantment is not great, but it's not a D. It's better than a D. I would say it's a C or a B, but I think C is the correct spot for it. I think I could run it in some green decks, but not most. All right, what are the other Mirage ones? There it is. Sapphire Charm. If it's a B, there's no hope for Chars. All right, Sapphire Charm. Again, I love the artwork on these. These are really sick. Target player draws a card at the beginning of next turn's upkeep. Oh, so a bad cantrip. Let's go. Target creature an opponent controls phases out. That's kind of interesting. Or target creature gains flying until end of turn, so there's a little bit of evasion. That's I mean, it's not great. But it's more playable than D's. I think that's a solid C. That's a good C. I'm also biased. I like the artwork on these. I'm not gonna lie. I like the artwork. I think we hit all the. Did we hit all of the Mirage ones? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Yep. Okay. All right. So the next oldest ones, I think, would be Onslaught block, right? I think it's Onslaught. So there's 4 over here. Oh, 5. We have all 5 already here, actually. All right. So we'll start with Trickery Charm. 1 blue. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. All right. The evasion's fine. I like that. I like having that option there, to be honest. Getting evasion on a big beater, that's important. Target creature's type becomes the creature type of your choice until end of turn. Yes, it's usually not relevant. Not relevant these days, because no, not very good. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, then put them back in. Oh, so close. If you could draw a card and then put the rest back. It's at least it draws a card. So at least it draws a card. So it's never like totally dead. But I just can't see it higher than a C. Can't see it higher than a C. We'll get to the good stuff soon, though, I promise. Misery Charm. Here's the black one. Destroy target cleric. I like how specific that is. So you can either destroy cleric, or you can return target cleric card from your graveyard to your hand, or target player loses 2 life. Yeah, it's good in the blue one is good in Eureka. I can see that. I guess that's decent in a cleric deck, but why does it both help and hurt cleric decks? Like, if you want to put in, clearly it wants to be in a cleric deck, I think, with the return target cleric card. It was like Onslaught block so black heavy that like everybody was running clerics or clericate? Like, I don't get it. This card doesn't look good, I'll be honest. It's good for clerics and nothing else. It's just not very exciting of a card. That's a nerf clerics, apparently. Yep. Alright, so that's something. For the mirror match, I guess. Fever Charm. Alright, target creature gains haste until end of turn. I like that. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Fine. Or a Fever Charm deals 3 damage to target wizard. Alright. I mean, it has 2 abilities that are not that interesting. That's a D. That's a easy D for me, friends. All right, this is a green one. It has to be good. It has to be good. Vitality Charm. All right, you put a 1/1 insect creature token into play. All right. Or a target creature gets +1/+1 and trample, or regenerate target beast. Oh my god. So these are all tribal things. Like, they all care about, like, so there was clerics, there were wizards, and this one is beasts. Anti-changeling tech. These are just not good. These are just not good. It's going up. It's going up. It kills a zombie. Yeah, I guess Fever Charm does kill a zombie, but at what cost? Then you're running Fever Charm. Oh man. All right. Are there any more? Do we hit all of them? Oh, no, we have one. We had the white one. We had the white one. The white one's going to redeem Onslaught. The white one's going to redeem Onslaught. Piety Charm. So 1 white. Choose 1. Destroy target enchant creature. All right, so destroy target aura. Or target soldier gets +2/+0 and +2/+2 until end of turn. So a bad giant growth. Or attacking doesn't cause, or your creatures have vigilance until your creatures have vigilance until end of turn. Attacking doesn't cause creatures you control to tap this turn. Not good. This one is worse than Hope Charm. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. It's really bad. I don't know. These are destroy target enchant creature, destroy target local enchantment. These are both the same abilities. Get first strike or +2/+2, or gain 2 life. I feel like the vigilance is a little bit better than Hope Charm, though. I think the massive vigilance is just a tiny bit better. It's so bad, though. It's so bad. All right. What's next? What is next? I think it's Time Spiral, right? I think it's these ones. All right, we're gonna start with Piracy Charm. Piracy Charm, I actually remember. I have fond memories of playing it back when I played Pauper, so like over a decade ago. I used to run mono blue control, and I used Piracy Charm. It's a pretty great effect. It was The negative +2, -1 was actually pretty relevant. Target playing discarding a card at instant speed is a good way to just like on their draw step, you just make them discard their only card. That one was a nice flex. And the Island Walk is kind of good. In Commander, definitely a little bit weaker. Definitely a little bit weaker of a card. Killing things with the second mode is probably not that relevant. This making somebody discard a single card, not that relevant. I think it's a C, but it's like the C is not very interesting. The C tier is not very interesting, but it is definitely it's definitely a C. Feels like a C. All right, let's see the rest. Let's see the rest of these. Midnight Charm. All right, so this is 1 black. A Midnight Charm deals 1 damage to target creature, and you gain a life. Ooh. Target creature gains first strike until end of turn, or tap target creature. So this is a Hope Charm. Is this not Hope Charm? Or what is the other one? Not Hope Charm. It's the other one. It's literally where are you? It's this one. Midnight Charm is Ivory Charm, right? All creatures get -2, -0 until end of turn. So this one deals damage instead. This one prevents damage. This is tap target creature, tap target creature. It's kind of close. They're both bad. I wouldn't play either of them. All right, Evolution Charm. Okay, this one is actually kind of decent. It costs 2 mana. Choose one. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. That is... It's okay. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's nice. And target creature gains flying. The green one gains flying. What? That's weird. This one is oddly playable, I will say. This one is oddly playable. I think this might be... This is either a C or might be even a B. I like it more than these. Yeah, I like this one more than... Yeah, this might be a B. I like it more than the C tier. It's a bad giant growth or regrowth or basic fetcher, yeah? I think so. I think it's like a B. It might be a... it's like a... Yeah, it's a B minus. It's like a... It's a C. Maybe this is like the highest of the C. Maybe I'll just put it here as a... as a... It's the highest. It's a C+. It is a C+ rating. All right, where's the last one? Fury Charm. I think this is the last one. Fury Charm. All right. Destroy target artifact. I like that. I like that. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. That's fine. Or remove 2 time cards from target permanent or suspended card. All right. That's yeah. There shouldn't be a surprise on where this one goes. It's better than the garbage D tier, but it's not higher than a C, unfortunately. All right, I think we're getting to the good stuff now. I think after Time Spiral. Oh no, we had Dawn Charm. Sorry, this was so forgettable. I forgot about it. All right, prevent all combat damage that would. Whoa, is that a spelling mistake? There should be a space. This is a little bit odd. Is this a mistake on the card? Don't tell me this is real. Don't tell me this is real. Don't tell me this is real. No way. That would. They got her. Oh my god. Oh, they got the white one wrong. Oh man. Of course it has to be the white one too. That would. Man. The quality control is something. I don't know. You know, the funny thing is that this card is actually the best of the cycle. Despite the typo, it's actually decent. Like, a fog, regenerate, counterspell that targets you. That's like actually... It's not good. Or it's not great. But it's like... It is the top of the C tier, I think. This is definitely a C+. Might even be a B. I think it could be a B. It's fine. That would though. Here's a typo. I think the typo bumps it from a C plus to a B. That's just funny. That's just good stuff. Wizards of the Coast quality. All right, so we've done all the time spiral. Now we're going to Alara. Oh wait, no, we have Invasion. Oh, I forgot Invasion. We have Invasion block. I think Invasion came out before Time Spiral even, so I even skipped that. But the Invasion block ones are actually pretty dope. So we're starting off with Dromar's Charm. Dromar's Charm, 3 mana. This is an Esper one. Before Esper was a thing. Invasion before Onslaught even. Oh shoot. All right. Well. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with that. That's an oopsie. Dromar's Charm. This is the Esper one. 3 mana Esper. You gain 5 life, so that's a decent amount. That's better than 2. I'm looking at you, Hope Charm. Or counter target spell. Okay, so this is a cancel. Or target creature gets -2/-2 until end turn. I mean, it counters a spell, so it's already a cancel, and then you can gain 5 life, and you can pick off a small creature. I think that's actually pretty dope. That's actually pretty dope. Like I would be happy to run it in some decks. This is definitely a B tier. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, I like it. All right, next one. Croesus' Charm. This is the Grixis one. Choose 1. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. You can even bounce a land and make them go turn behind the land, which is very fun. Destroy target non-black creature. Can't be regenerated. So it's a Doomblade with can't be regenerated. I don't know if Doomblade does that. Or destroy target artifact. This one's great. This one's really good. This one's really solid. This has 3 very relevant modes. I don't know if it's an A, but it's definitely a B. I think B is probably where it goes. Might be an A. Well, it has all relevant abilities. Yeah, it's an A. So the reason why I like Croesus' Charm more than Dromar's Charm is Dromar's Charm, the real meat of it is going to be the counter spell, right? You're paying 3 mana for a counter spell. Sometimes you're going to pick off a creature with the -2/-2, and it's going to feel really, really good. And the gain 5 life, you generally don't want to be using it like that, but I like the fact that it's there. Croesus' Charm, though, all 3 of these abilities, while they cost 1 mana more, this is a boomerang effect. Boomerang is 2 blue, so you're paying 3 mana for a boomerang. You're paying 3 mana for a Doomblade, and you're paying 3 mana for a destroy target artifact, which is probably 1 mana these days. But like having all 3, like all of these are just great, right? They're all just great cards. So yeah, I think that's a good A. B plus to an A. All right. We got Grixis Charm. Hard counter wins B status for Dromastar. Stopping anything is just so strong and needed. We'll see. Because there's going to be some better ones that counter, I think. All right, not Grixis Charm. Where's the other ones? Here's my scaly boys. All right, Darigaz's Charm. Choose 1. Target creature card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So a bad regrowth. 3 damage to target creature or player. So a bad lightning bolt. Or I mean like an overcosted lightning bolt. Or target creature gets +3/+3 until turn. Not really feeling this one. I mean, all the abilities are relevant, but they're all definitely like heavily overcosted, I think, these days. But I mean, they're better than the C tier. This is a B. This is definitely a B. Top of D. I think it's better than... I would run it more than any of these C ones, I think. The destroy target artifact used to be 2 mana, but the power creeper is worth 1 these days. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Wrist Charm. Destroy target non-basic land. I like that. That's a good start. Put 3 1/1 tokens onto the battlefield. So 3 tokens for 3 mana instant speed. That's actually really good. Or prevent all damage a source of your choice would deal this turn. I think in a token deck, this is actually like really good. Like, you really want to be in a token deck to use that second mode. But outside of a token deck, it's probably a little bit weak. But I like it. I do like it. I also like just randomly blowing up non-basic lands. I think this is a B. This is a good B card. Yeah. Like, if you're in a token deck, this is really good. Really good. All right, Trevor's Charm. Destroy target enchantment. I like that. Exile target attacking creature. Not bad. Or draw a card and discard. Why is the last part so weak? It could have just been draw a card and that would have been fine. But I don't know why you have to discard a card. This is probably the weakest. This is probably the weakest of the invasion charms, I would say. I think it's a C tier, honestly. Like, I'm looking at Evolution Charm and I'm looking at Trevor's Charm, and I think Evolution Charm is a little bit better. Yeah, the loot part is just kind of insulting. You never feel good paying 3 mana for it. Turn target creature card from your graveyard. Turn target creature card from your graveyard. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's a C. Yeah, that's a C. I think it's better than the Jun one. I think the Jun one, yeah. I think these are two solid C's. Yeah. All right. So not all invasion ones are amazing, but they're clearly an upgrade from the other ones. Is there any more? I guess not. Did I miss any? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, we got all of them. Okay. So after that, I think we go to Alara, right? I think it's the Alara charms. Naya charm. Naya charm brings me back. All right. Deal 3 damage to target creature. So it's a bad bolt. Return target creature card from a target card, not creature card. Target card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. I like that. Also, you can also target your opponents with this one, right? So you can actually work with an opponent. Let's say you need a board wipe for the board. You can, and somebody has a board wipe in their graveyard. You can work with them. Be like, hey, I'll return the board wipe to your hand if you can cast it, and then tap all creatures target player controls is really relevant, both as a way to save your bacon if you know you're going to get Alpha Strike, but also to just put shields down on an opponent at instant speed. You'll just tap down their entire board and then be like, hey, everybody can attack that person now, right? I like Naya Charm. I think it's a very flexible charm that always has a high impact, you know? So this one is I think this one's a solid B. Solid A, I think, actually. It's the two effects here are really good, I think. It's hard not to get value out of it. B, not an A, B. I don't know. I like them more than most of these, is the thing. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it here. We can tinker with afterwards. Yeah, it's internal witness at instant speed. I think that's fine. Bolt is real bad, but you never use it as a bolt, essentially. I like it, it's there, but you don't have to always have every single mode be amazing. All right. Grixis Charm. So Grixis Charm, again, like Crosis Charm, it starts with return target permanent to its owner's hand. So it's a 3 mana boomerang, which is very flexible. I like it. Target creature gets -4, and -4 until end of turn. So it doesn't kill everything, but it does kill most utility creatures. And creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. That's better in like go wide strategy, but I think the first two modes are pretty relevant. But I don't like it as much as Crosis Charm. Oddly enough, even though they do look quite similar, I don't like it as much as Crosis Charm. I'm going to put it in the B tier. I do like it though. Like it still has two very good modes, right? It has the return target permanent. It doesn't have the destroy, but it can hit black creatures, and then it can't destroy an artifact, which is more relevant in Commander than pumping your army. But if you do have an army, you can pump it. So I like it. We'll tinker with the list a little bit afterwards. All right, Jund Charm. Jund Charm. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. I like Graveyard 8. I do like me some Graveyard 8. Jund Charm deals 2 damage to each creature, so it kind of sweeps the board of small creatures, but it doesn't really do a great job of it. And then put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It's a nice combat trick, so it can survive potential trades, and it does work with +1/+1 counter strategies. I feel like there are certain charms that are going to make it look a little bit outclassed, though. We'll get to it afterwards. But I think this is a solid A. I think it has a lot of really strong potential. Yeah, it's very playable. We got it to an A. All right, Esper Charm. Destroy target enchantment. Draw 2 cards. All right, draw 2 cards, chat. Just keep in mind. Target player discards 2 cards. I'll be honest, I almost always cast Esper Charm as draw 2. Pay 3 mana, draw 2 cards at instant speed. That's actually really good. The rest of it, the flexibility here, divination at instant speed for 3 mana is actually quite good. It's actually quite good. I don't know if it's S. Because the other 2 modes are kind of weak. But it's definitely an A. It's definitely a solid A. There's going to be another charm that does also draw 2 cards that I think is better than it. But I think this is the top of the A list. Yeah, it's an iconic card. Back in the day when there was like block constructed or standard or whatever, Esper Charm was like a top contender there too. Mind Rotting on main phase is pretty mean too, or drop phase is pretty mean too. And being able to remove an enchantment is just really good. It's good. It's a good card. Yeah. It's really solid. Seems worse than Cross's Charm. I prefer drawing 2 cards, personally. Remember, this is arbitrary list. Very arbitrary list. Alright. Bance Charm. Bance Charm used to be like one of the most played charms back in the day before in Commander they had a rule where basically your commander would go back to the command zone. You can choose to let it go to the command zone if it would die or if it would get exiled. But if you bounce it to somebody's hand, they can't redirect it to the command zone. And if you put it into the opponent's library, if you make them put the creature, the commander, into their library, they also could not. They could also not put it back into the command zone. That was called the tuck rule. So there were the most effective ways of dealing with opposing commanders back in the day were cards like Bane Charm that didn't just kill a creature, but rather shuffled it into the opponent's library so they couldn't get it back. So Bane Charm back in the day was actually one of like a top tier level removal because it was like a semi-permanent way of getting rid of a commander. They replaced that rule to like simplify things a little bit, and I actually prefer it like this. I felt like the tuck rule was fine to have. It was another way to deal with problematic commanders at tables. But I like the current rule where basically if the commander would leave the battlefield and go to any other zone, you can choose to put it in the command zone. I feel like that's a very clean way of doing it, so I much prefer this current way. But that's just some context of Bane Charm. It used to be a lot stronger, the second mode. But right now, it's still actually very powerful. Like, you still get to basically kill any creature with its second mode. Even if they get to put it back into the command zone, they still have to pay the command tax for it, right? And destroy target artifacts, great. And destroy target counter target instant spell is more niche, I guess. But it's still effective. I think it's a very great card, even now, even to this day. I think it's really solid. Really solid card. I don't know if it's an A or a B. I think it's an A, actually. I think it's an A. I would run it more often than anything I would put in the B tier. So I would put this a solid A. Like, I would be happy if I'm in a Bant deck and I need some more interaction. I would happily run Bant Charm almost always. Almost always. Yeah. I think it's not bad still. I think the mode's still very powerful. It's just less powerful. Like, before it would be an S tier, now it's an A tier. All right. All right, where's the rest of this? Did we cover all of it? Rakdos, Abzan. Do. Did we? There should be 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got all of them. Yeah, all of them. All right. So after Alara block, I believe it is the Ravnica time. Right? I think it's return to Ravnica time. So we'll start with Izzet Charm. Izzet Charm, I have always had a soft spot for. As soon as Izzet Charm came out, like, Return to Ravnica was basically the time where I basically came back into Magic the Gathering after a very long hiatus. And I started playing less casual. Like, I got more invested into it. And Izzet Charm was like one of my favorite cards. As soon as it came out, I was completely over the moon with this card. And I still think it's very good. It doesn't. I think a lot of people will disagree with me, but I run it in my Niv Mizzet deck, and I still absolutely love it. I think all of its modes I've still used a whole bunch. I've countered a lot of spells with the first mode. Counter target non-creature spell unless his control pays 2. It's essentially a bad Spell Pierce, right? Spell Pierce, you have to pay 3, and it only costs 1 mana to hold up, which I love that card too. So you can just randomly get people with the counter part. Izzet Charm deals 2 damage to target creature. I think this mode is getting a little bit worse as creatures are getting power crept. If you looked at like utility creatures over the years, you would notice that like utility commanders, for example, often were like 5 mana 2/2s if most of their power came in basically like adding something that's not combat related. They would start very small. So Izzet Charm actually had a lot of targets to Spell Pierce is also paid 2. All right, so same effect, it just costs 1 more mana, so it's significantly worse in that regard, but I think it's still very effective. I love Spell Pierce as well. Izzet Charm, I think the shock ability is getting worse over time. As creatures just naturally, like commanders and whatnot, even the utility ones, they get bigger and bigger over the years. Like, for example, Riku of 2 Reflections. I always go to this one. Riku of 2 Reflections. This was 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, commander made for commander creature. Riku of 2 Reflections, 5 mana in green, so it's Teamer, but it's 2/2 because it's a wizard. It's like it's not combat focused, right? If you go 10 years later, you go to Calamax, also Spellslinger, also Teamer, you're not going to find less than a 4 mana 4/4. It just doesn't happen anymore. Like, if a commander costs 4 mana, it's like immediately a 4/4. If it costs 5 mana, it's like immediately like a 5/5. It's like it's kind of crazy. So Izzet Charm, I think, was a lot more constant in terms of being able to pick off stuff with the second mode. It's very less likely these days. But I also like the third mode. The third mode it lets you loot. You go down a card because you basically spent 1 card to cast and then discarded 2 cards to draw 2. But it's a great way to set up like flashback and stuff like that. So I really like Izzet Charm to this day. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me here, but I still run it when I can, and I've always gotten a lot of good value out of it. Even though I think over the years it has gotten a little bit worse, I would put this as an A tier. I would put it as a solid A tier. And usually when I'm in Is It, I will run it. If Riku was a dinosaur, he'd be an 8/8. Yeah, I guess. I just like Is It Charm. It sets up like flashback. It sets up jumpstart. It sets up like aftermath. I really like him. I really like this card. Also, it's a pet card of mine. So, if you may not know this about me, but I'll pull it out. I'm kind of an Is It fanboy. You know? I'm kind of a Is It is kind of my aesthetic. You know? So I think I have it in foil. And I think I pulled it out in foil like when I went to like the pre-release or whatever. And I held on to it. So I really like Is It Sharpie, guys. a little more than normies would, I guess. Boom. I don't know if it catches in the webcam, does it? Yeah. Me fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Is It Charm. Alright. Alright, so my gushing on Is It is over. My gushing on Is It is over. And we'll go on to the next one. Rakdos Charm, I will say, is probably one of my favorite charms of all time. One of my favorite charms of all time. It has 3 very effective modes. 2 mana. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. I love instant speed graveyard hate. Destroy target artifact. There's always good artifacts to blow up. And then... kind of a big deal too. I get the Acre reference. Thank you. And then my favorite part of Rakdos Charm... So the first 2 modes are fantastic, right? They're absolutely amazing. They win games. The third one though, every single time it goes off, like every single time you get to get somebody with that third mode, it feels so cool. And it always is like it's like the defining moment in the game. You know, your opponents, you are far behind. Your opponent has a huge token army. Just went infinite. Just drop like a huge mega load of just creatures, and you're so far behind. Then boom, you cast Rakdos Charm, and then suddenly you dome them for 20 or more damage, and they just lose out of nowhere. It's just like that moment is like why I play Commander. Like it always stands out when it happens. Like I still remember to this day in one of the earlier Commander Clash episodes. I think it was like season 2. With Tom. Tom was running Rakdos Charm, and I think it was like Seth or somebody just made infinite tokens. He made infinite tokens, and he just took out like 2 players or whatever. Tom's the last person at the table. Boom, Rakdos Charm. Kills him. Wins the game. Easy. It's just like that sort of moment is why I play Commander, for those like really cool interactions. So not only is Rakdos Charm, I think, just an objectively very powerful card, but it leads to those gotcha moments that make me super excited to shuffle up and play. Like, so that is why I put Rakdos Charm as an S tier for me. I think like if I would say just from power level, I would say it's an A. It goes with these ones, right? But in terms of that third mode, how excited I am for an effect to go off, I think Rakdos Charm is an S tier. I'm sorry, the Nightbot doesn't like caps lock. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to change Nightbot, but yeah, easy S tier. I love it. I love the card. Sorry about the Nightbot, fellas. All right. So that was me gushing about Rakdos Charm. I love the card to death. Can you zoom out a little bit? Or do the cards become unreadable? I could zoom out a little bit if you all want. I just zoomed out a lot to help you all for viewer experience. But let me know. So Selesnya Charm, another really good one. I think like all the Return the Ravnica ones are really cool. So this one, the most relevant ability here is the second one. Exile target creature with power 5 or greater. It's situational, obviously, because not all creatures are going to be big. But generally speaking, the ones you need to deal with are going to be the big ones. Sorry, Octavia. The caps, they don't like the caps. The Nightbot doesn't like caps. I will try to fix it for the next one. Yeah, so Finalizing Charm, the main thing here is the second mode. The other two modes are nice to have, but they're not insane, right? Like, making a token is pretty nice. It's better in a token deck. It is best in the token deck. Having Trample on a big creature is also pretty good. But the exile ability is solid. That's why you're running it, I think. And so I think overall, I think it's a B. I think it's not. I don't think it's lower than a B. I think it's better than all of this stuff in C. But my fault there. Oh, don't worry about it, OTV. I should allow caps lock, but but I keep forgetting to. So I apologize. I think Selesnya Charm is a good B. Like, I will run it occasionally. I run it in token decks. Because I like the flexibility there, but outside of that, not so much. All right, next one, Boros Charm. I would say of the Return to Ravnica charms, Boros Charm is the one that people prefer the most in terms of power level, just because of its second mode, right? Permanents you control gain indestructible end of turn. This card is already fantastic in basically all formats that it's legal in, for different reasons, right? In the older formats, being able to deal 4 damage to a person with 1 card for 2 mana is really good in Boros in burn decks. Giving double strike is a great way to get damage through when you just need to smack somebody for a lot. But in Commander, I think the second mode is the biggest reason why people run it. This is the format where wraths are the most common to happen per game, right? So being able to give all your stuff indestructible in response to a board wipe just leaves you with a huge tempo boost, a huge board presence that you didn't normally have. So it's good not only in response to protect your stuff from removal, but it also sets up your own removal too. Like, you cast an Armageddon, for example, destroy all lands, except you cast Boros Charm beforehand. Suddenly, your lands are untouched, and everybody else loses all lands. Very powerful card. In all of its modes are useful. I guess the first mode's not that useful, but the second and third modes are very powerful. So I think, like, objectively speaking, if this was in a purely objective ranking system, which it's not, I'm going to let it be known this is not an objective ranking system. Then this would be definitely an S tier. I'm going to put it in as S tier too, though, because of its mainly its function with Sunforger. You can tutor it up. It's one of the best Sunforger targets, and it's just always good. It always leads for blowouts. It's definitely an S tier. Definitely an S tier. Really, real good. Real good. Even the 4 damage can do stuff. Kill low walkers. Yeah. Killing planeswalkers is really good. A little bit of reach is always great. Even in a format where you start at a little bit higher life total. So yeah, this is definitely an S tier. I would say it's generally stronger than Rakdos Charm as well, but Rakdos Charm, again, just like that third mode, is just so fun. Just so fun. They both deserve to be S. All right. Then we got Simic Charm. Simic Charm is the Simic one, obviously. Blue-green. Choose one. Target creature gets a giant growth until end of turn. Cool. Permanents you control. All permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Just like the Boros Charm, where it makes everything indestructible, this is also an incredibly powerful effect. Unlike the Boros Charm, this one actually protects from targeted exile effects. So your Anguish Unmakings and your Swords of Plowshares and whatnot. Also very powerful. And then you have return target creature to its owner's hand. Again, this can protect your own creature from board wipes, but it also can just be used to mess with your opponent's stuff. So all modes are pretty decent, but it's not indestructible. It it's all of its modes are basically weaker than a Boros Charm, but it's still all good. All good. I definitely like it more than any of these B cards. So I'm going to put it in A. I think it's like an A minus, personally speaking. I won't run it in a lot of Simic decks, but it is definitely a card that I think about or consider pretty often. So it's definitely like an A minus or a B, somewhere there. But I'm not too picky. Actually, looking at all the ones here, yeah, I'll put it as a B. I was like, do I want to put it in the same category as these ones? Probably not. It's a B. It's good. It's fine. B is still fine. B is still fine. All right, the Mirror Charm. The Mirror Charm is like one of those cards that I really enjoyed in Limited, but it never really took off in terms of popularity. Also, I love the artwork on it. Just like this symbol is like, it works in the architecture of the building, and the light kind of shines through and he puts a symbol on it. I just think it's really, really cool. All right, so counter target sorcery spell. So it's very specific on what it counters. Destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Again, very specific on what it destroys. And then look at the top 3 cards of target player's library and then put one back and the rest into that player's graveyard. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like Surveil. Like, that's kind of like a Surveil 3 ability, except you can also target your opponents, so you can mess up with their stuff. But either way, like, all of these effects are kind of weak. I'm going to put it in a C tier. I think it's weaker than any of the B ones. Probably weaker than, like, Evolution Charm, but it's fine. Maybe I'll run it somewhere. I don't know. Gruul Charm. Gruul Charm, I think, is an underrated charm. I think a lot of people overlook it, and the primary reason why is because of its second mode, gain control of all permanents you own. This card is a great metagame choice. If you are up against opponents who regularly steal your permanents, this could be reanimator strategies, stealing your permanents with reanimation, stolen strategies, like where they're stealing stuff from your library or your hands. Stolen strategy, like these type of effects. Rogues, like Anawan. I don't think it's Anawan, but like, there's certain rogues that do it. My brain's falling off. But the things that steal, they're rogues. They steal. Xerath. Is it Xerath? Hopefully it's Xerath. Yeah, this one. You may, whenever it deals combat damage to play, you may put target permanent from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Yeah. This sort of stuff. Yes, Agent of Treachery is another one. Agent of Treachery is now a staple. Wait, Agent Treachery? Why can't I find it? But that one, the one that steals from the library. Apparently, I can't spell it correctly. Agent? There it is. Opposition Agent. There it is. Opposition Agent. When they steal permanents from your library, they get to control it, and then boom, Gruul Charm gets all of that stuff back. Gaunty, yeah. Tobert's right there, first result. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Gruul Charm is just like this fantastic way to just get all your stuff back against all these theft style decks. So I think this is a great underrated effect to have just in your back pocket. And then the other two modes are actually pretty decent too. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. So if you're trying to Alpha Strike, Gruul Charm is a way to basically give your creatures evasion. Or Gruul Charm deals 3 damage to each creature with flying. It's each creature with flying, folks. It's not going to take out big creatures, but it could take out a lot of small creatures. So I think this card is really good, and I think it only gets better as theft effects become more common. Like if you're regularly up against opposition agent decks and stuff like that, I think this card is really, really good. So I'm going to put it in A tier. I think this card is really good. I try to make room for it when I can. I do like it more than these cards. That's why I'm going to put it in A tier. Could take out birds. Yeah, could take out birds. All right. Orzhov Charm. Return target creature you control and all auras you control attached to it to their owner's hands. All right, this is a bounce effect. That's kind of weird to see in Orzhov. This is more of like a blue effect, but okay, sure. Destroy target creature and you lose life equal to its toughness. I mean, that is removal. It's unconditional removal. You lose life during it. Or return target creature card with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That is pretty niche. Overall, I think Orzhov has a lot better options than this charm. It's basically like a removal spell with a little bit of a bonus. I think this is a C. I think it's a C card. It's not that great. All right, Azorius Charm. This one already has a little bit of good vibrations to me, because it says draw card. So it's a 3 mana cantrip. It can never be terrible. The other modes though are kind of meh. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. That's got a nice swing to it, I guess. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. I think this is usually cast Azorius Charm either to cantrip, which is very lackluster, or you tuck a attacking creature. Not that great. Tomer doing the stream at a different time the same day as daylight savings. Is it daylight savings time? We already did daylight savings. Also, daylight savings is trash. I hate daylight savings. Why is it still a thing in 2021? All right, this card I think is a C, or yeah. Is it a C or is it a B? I don't think it's great. I generally don't run it too much. I think it's a B. It's a low B. It's fine. Daylight savings in the UK. Oh, I see how it is. Yeah, daylight savings is dumb. We should not have that anymore. All right, the final Ravnica, Return to Ravnica charm is Golgari Charm. I've got blown out by this charm before. I was running Toski. I had a bunch of squirrels on the battlefield, and then somebody Golgari charmed me, and that person was Seth, and all my squirrels died, and I was very sad. Destroy target enchantment is nice. Regenerate each creature you control, though. I really like this one. A lot of the old board wipes, unfortunately, can't be regenerated. But a lot of the new ones, so destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. All the old board wipes don't let you to regenerate. So regenerate's a little bit worse in that regard. But all the new ones, like Day of Judgment, don't have that regenerate clause. So it gets it a lot better. So like Blasphemous Act is another, yeah. Blasphemous Act is like pretty common to see and such. So I think this mode is the strongest, and then destroy target enchantment's good. And then if you are up against a bunch of 1/1s, you can blow them out that way. I think all those modes are really good. A bit situational, but good. So it's better than a C. I think it's better than an A. I really like the regenerate all creatures. I think this is better than a B. I think it's a low A for me. All right. So we have covered the Ravnica ones. We're on the home stretch, friends. And we're going to go over some of my favorite charms. And these are the Tarkir charms. So these are 3-color ones. We've done the monocolor. We've done 2-color. We've done a couple 3-color with Invasion. And these are like the more modern-ish takes on 3 colors. So first, Sultai Charm. 3 modes that I already immediately like. Destroy target monocolored creature. This one is probably the most situational mode of the bunch, but it should hit a bunch of creatures in general. So nice removal there. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. So it's basically like a nature's claim, right? I love the flexibility here. And then draw 2 cards and discard a card. So you don't get to keep 2 cards. you're basically like it's like a super cycle type effect, but it does get to draw, and you also get to put stuff in your graveyard, so it sets up reanimation and whatnot very well too, or I guess madness. Yeah, this is three very relevant modes, three modes that I would be very happy to see, and it's a type of card that I'm never sad to see in my hand, right? Like all the modes are always super sweet. I think it's up there with Esper Charm. I think draw two is better than draw two and discard one. But then the other two modes I think are stronger than the Esper Charm modes in general. I think it's an S tier. It's arbitrary. All right, Abzan Charm. Exile target a creature with power 3 or greater. I think that effect is like incredibly consistent. It only gets more consistent as power creep has become more and more of a thing. Just like creatures are generally bigger than they were before. So it's very consistent in terms of like hitting whatever you need it to hit. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Fantastic. Distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 creatures. I can tell you that I've never used this third mode ever in my life. But if I was in a +1/+1 counter deck in Abzan, I would be very happy to have that mode there. But the first 2 modes are so strong that it can't be anything less than an A tier, I think, in my book. I don't think it can be less than an A tier with those first 2 modes. Draw cards or remove a creature is essentially just great, you know. I'd put it up here. Yeah, I put it up here. Yeah. High A plus. Boom boom boom. All right, Teamer Charm. Target creature you gets control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. So you need to have the removal side of this. It could be good in certain decks. It's not unconditional removal. You need to have a creature on the battlefield, and it has to be at least as big as the creature you want to fight and kill. So there are some hoops you have to jump through it, but like in a creature focused deck that maybe is Stompy related, this is really good. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, so it's a mana leak effect. I think the mana leak effect is actually just really good. And then creatures with power 3 or less can't block this turn, so your creatures can't be chump blocked or whatever. I really like the counter spell, to be honest. The other 2 I think are pretty solid too. I do like having either removal or counter magic. But it is a little bit conditional on what it wants to be doing. I think this is a B. I think it's a B plus or an A minus. It's one of those 2. I really like it though, because I think usually when there aren't a lot of situations where I want to counter a spell, but my opponent has 3 or more mana. It does happen sometimes. Sometimes they drop like a Mirari's Wake, or they have a Smothering Tithe or something like that, and then you can't really use its ability. But for the most part, paying 3 is pretty consistent. And then the other 2 modes, I like the removal, but it is a bit conditional. And the third ability, not that great. But it is a nice complete package. All right. Now we got Jeskai Charm. Jeskai Charm is unconditional removal, except it's temporary. It only puts it on top of the owner's library, but you don't have to jump any hoops. There's no other conditions you have to meet. It's just really good. It's solid removal. 4 damage to target opponent. Not in Commander, not as exciting. It is a nice reach. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain lifelink until end of turn. This is a nice way to like pump your army. Also get a huge life gain swing, so you're not as afraid of a crackback. I really like that ability. But overall, it's got. I don't usually run it too much. I think it's a B. I think it's a low B. I think it's like a B minus, right? I like the unconditional removal. I like casting this in response to somebody about to shuffle the library. Let's say somebody has a fetch land, and you Jeskai Charm in response to them fetching a land, and now you basically shuffled a target creature into their library, and they're very sad. So it has a bunch of applications. I think it's a B minus. Does it hit walkers? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the thing was updated. Yeah, it hits opponent or planeswalker. If I can't tell you what it does off the top of my head, I would never think to include it, so solid C. Fair. But I mean, that's kind of the fun thing is discovery of cards that maybe you haven't considered before. All right, Mardu Charm. Deal 4 damage to target creature. It can pick off small creatures. Yay. Put 2 white warrior creature tokens onto the battlefield to gain first strike until end of turn. 2 warrior creatures for 3 mana instant speed is fine. And then target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. I think like all these abilities are very strong in 1v1 and limited, but they get a little bit less powerful in Commander. So I think this is like a, it might be a C. I think it's a C, honestly. I think this is a C. Yep. It is consistent, yes. But I'm not too excited to run it. I think maybe Azorius Charm is also a C too. I think some of these could be a C, but whatever. All right, we got 2 more charms. 2 more charms. And it's a mixed bag. The last ones are a mixed bag. These are from Modern Horizons. So these are the most recent charms. And my definition of charms, by the way, is it has to have charm in the title. It has 3 modes, and you choose one of them. And I think they're all instant speed too, right? I think all of them are instant speed. Now I'm curious, what's your favorite Tarkir clan? Jeskai. Jeskai all the way. Easy Jeskai. Umezawa's charm. I love Toshiro Umezawa. I have no Charming Prince. No. By my definition, Charming Prince is not a charm for this tier list. Umezawa's charm. I love Toshiro Umezawa. I have a paper version of Toshiro Umezawa. It's one of my favorite decks. His charm, though, is not very exciting. It's a reference to Umezawa's Jite. It says choose one. Target creature gets +1/+1, +2/+2 until end of turn. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and regain 2 life. It's literally his Jite, which was incredibly powerful back in the day. Where again, a quick creature gets +2/+2, -1/-1, gain 2 life. Unfortunately, though, just as a standalone thing, it's not good. It's bad. I would not run it very often. I think it goes down in the D tier. This is a solid D. I don't know a deck where I would want to run this in. All right. But now we have some sweetness. Archmage's Charm. 3 mana. Counter target spell. Unconditional removal. It is a counter spell. It's cancel. Target player draws 2 cards. I love drawing cards. I love drawing 2 of them at instant speed. Gain control of target non-land permanent with converted mana cost of 1 or less. Folks, do you know what you steal with this? You think this is a conditional? You think this is a conditional theft card? You think there's not a lot of targets for it? Well, there's a certain card that is the face of the freaking format. It's in everybody's deck. It's Sol Ring. Paying 3 mana to steal somebody's Sol Ring feels real good. It feels real good. Every time I do it, I just giggle. Yeah, if you're up against somebody who has a little bit more powerful decks as well, then you can steal Mana Crypt too. But the point is that everybody has a Sol Ring in their decks. So the odds of you stealing a Sol Ring are pretty good. And the other 2 modes are great. Yeah, this card is kind of insane. If you're in mono blue, I would highly recommend playing Archmage's Charm. Just try it out. Just if you're a mono blue deck, you can pay that triple blue, no problemo. You should run it. It's a good card. It's a very good card. This is an easy A for sure, but I'm putting it in S because I love it. Steal Sol Ring, draw 2 cards, counter a spell. Like what's not to like? It's a great card. I love it so much. It's so good. Oh boy. Oh, I love it. Oh, these modes are so good. And for the price, oh boy. All right. Well, we got there, chat. This is the list. Bum, ba, da, bum. I think this is. I'm looking at it right now, and I think it does make sense. It does make sense to me. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, are they all in the right Spot. Yeah, it seems about that. It seems about that. Yeah. 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 Hope Charm. Hope Charm. I mean, Hope Charm gets his own category, so that's kind of a win in its own right. Yeah. They're big on the Return to Ravnica charms. They're good, though. Yeah, they are. I think also the key thing to remember is they cost 2 mana, right? There's a big difference between an instant speed 2 mana spell and a 3 mana spell. It's much harder to keep up 3 mana than 2 mana for instant speed trickery. So that can't be ignored. But I mean, sometimes a 3 mana instant spell is just so good that it's worth keeping it up. Yeah. Please fix Emerald Charm? What do you mean? In a vacuum of all other charms, it is an A, but since Salte is sickly addicted to value, plenty of better options. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at these as a vacuum, right? Basically from like a charm, just a charm aficionado or a charm connoisseur, not in the context of the colors itself. Emerald Charm is way better than D? I don't think so. I think it's a solid D. Yeah. Commands and Confluences next? Maybe. There aren't that many commands or confluences. Right? Like the confluence. I can tell you right now, I think they're all like B to an A maybe. I don't think they're S tier. Maybe the Mystic Confluence. But like even like just keeping 5 mana for instant speed trickery is really tough. You have to be in a specific deck for it. What colors would you like to see new charms made in? We have... Are there any wedges or anything that didn't get charms yet? I'm not sure. I think all the wedges and shards got it, right? We could have 4 color charms. That could be fun. Yeah, that seems like a interesting design space, but I don't know how you would pull it off. Is the thing. You could have like 3 modes. Each mode covers a different color or color pairing. I don't know. Color charm is warping well. Yeah. Core 8 charms, 4 color charms, 2 color charms. What does a rainbow charm do? I don't know. That's a good question. Can you keep mana up for a rainbow charm anyway? I'd be very specific. Yeah. All right, folks. I think we got there. I think we came here with a goal to rank all the charms, and behold, the charms, they have been ranked. If you want to use this template, I don't know how to share it. Share template on Twitter? I don't know. Here's a thing. Here's the thing. If you want to make your own tier list, you can use that, and you can tweet me. You know, tweet me your own ranking of it. Whew. That'll be it, though, folks. We got the charms. We got them all ranked. We have completed our mission. So this is a little bit of a shorter stream, but I hope everybody enjoyed it, and thank you so much for joining me on a Sunday. I didn't expect so many people to actually pop in, but we had like 300-ish at its peak, which was kind of really fun. So if you all enjoy Sunday streams, I can make this as a regular thing. Just have to figure out the exact timing of it. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed, everybody. I'm excited to do it again on another Sunday if this is what people like. No, Rebecca, sorry. We've been going for 2 hours ish, so I don't want to start up games or anything. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. Have a good next week. And I'll be back Wednesday streaming EDH gameplay, Commander gameplay at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So hope you join me for that. And until next time, friends, See ya.